think I might actually play the first scenario of After the Storm in a moment. Yeah, I can do that. It's a short scenario. Epilogue, scenario 24. In the end, the entire valley where once stood the mighty capital of the Chaos Empire disappeared in a matter of minutes. Even the biomechanical monsters, which we once regarded as invincible foes, perished amidst the destruction that erased Argan's fortress from existence. Enemies, allies? For the Earth, there were no colors or sides, only insignificant creatures caught in its clutches as it dragged everything down to the depths of hell. Once nothing but an unfathomably large crater was left, the darkness of the night gave way to the dawn of the new day, and Naya shone through the dispersing smoke and clouds to announce the day when the ruler of Inferno tasted her first defeat. Even though Elenia assured me that there was no way to restore Lady Noture's old self, much like Argan, I hoped that perhaps we could have managed to restrain him while we figured out a cure with her help. Alas, it would have proved impossible to keep him from delaying our escape. At least we put an end to his suffering soon enough, assuming there was anything of him left within that horrifying mutative mass of flesh. Rua did this to him, to show us, to remind us how powerless we mere mortals are against beings like her. Especially now without a union of light and darkness. Maybe if I had not witnessed Elenia's resoluteness first, I would have abandoned this path like the goddess so wanted. But no, I would not give her that pleasure now, after so much. Only us three made it out of the fortress alive, along with Igor. We tried to locate the dwarves, but enemy troops arrived to inspect the ruins of the heart before we could finish our search. The evidence we found suggested that our allies had to retreat for some reason, possibly while we were busy battling Alyssa in the Dark Hive. We ran. We ran as fast as we could, and then continued traveling west, towards the ocean. The next few weeks went by in a hazy flash of sand and mountains, while we struggled to pass unnoticed through hostile territory. Fortunately, they were probably too busy mourning the Emperor's death, if they even had such a custom, to bother with hunting us down. The storm that drove us out of hiding is over now, but our journey has only just begun. Darker days are coming, and it will take our best efforts to put an end to this one now that Uri has taken notice of our existence. Even now, I worry for the safety of my kin up in the far north. But as long as we stick together, I feel that we may yet have a chance against the evil force that threatens to take Uriah from us. That's the end of Gala's journal. I understand that you wish to travel with me, Malkesha, but what about you, Galas? What will become of the elves who followed you to the Northlands? I have served my people long enough, I would say. To be honest, once Lord Inodian and Lady Onaya became more involved, my presence in our councils became somewhat redundant. But without Elin there to guide my decisions anymore. Regardless, I was appointed by Lord Ladinor. Now that my appointed successors lead our people and the Chaos Emperor is no more, I feel I have fulfilled my duty. So, for the first time in ages, I feel free and able to make my own choices again without the weight of an entire civilization resting on my shoulders. So, I must ask you, would it be alright if I accompanied you on your next journey, Elenia? Because I suspect you are not planning on sitting here idly. If that is what you want. There is a place I would like to visit. That island Alturan mentioned, Zogdano. I fear that the collapse of the Heart Forest may have erased much information about the origins of Uriel and Yechnegov that could have helped us otherwise. However, the Queen of Elves did establish their new home on that island after destroying Yechnegov. It is possible that they may have found out more about the nature of our enemies since then. I want to meet Quetorel's lawkeepers and see what else they might know that could help us. That seems fair enough. But how are we going to get there? Oh, we sail across the ocean, of course. Surely our northern friends won't mind if we borrow a ship or two. There is something unsettling about all this though. Even though we set Argan free from his suffering, and the destruction of his capital severed the connection Uri had with Inferno, the demons of Uriel continue to roam our world in large numbers just as before. Is she still able to influence our world? Are there other gateways to Inferno still intact elsewhere? And we never really saw the Chaos Warlord again. If she somehow survived, then we'll have to deal with her again eventually. I know. And then there's that Malek Kuba and the Iron Council. I don't suspect they will give up easily, and we are still in enemy territory. Between the ongoing war and the loss of the capital, my hope is that they will be too preoccupied struggling against its aliens in the north to hunt us down. I understand your concern, but there's hardly anything we can do with the scarce information we possess regarding Uriel and their followers right now. What about you, Igor? What will you do next? Well, I actually wonder how I survived all that. I feel like a legend now, But perhaps it's time I find a nice place to settle down in and live the rest of my days in peace. You know? Obviously not here, not in these lands with those wicked men everywhere. Could I follow you on a journey a last time? If that's alright with you, that is. Oh, of course it is. I would not even think of abandoning you and your trusty steed now that we have been reduced to such a small band of fugitives. Turns menacingly. I do need to raise a new army to protect us, after all. Don't you dare! You always ruin everything for me. Why do I even tolerate this, I wonder? It is fine, Igor. We will miss you when we finally part ways. Oh, I miss you too, friends. Let us return to the far north then. I would like to pay a visit to our people as well. Ha! So you do miss being in a position of power after all. No, it's nothing like that. I just want to speak to my comrades again. It has been far too long since I last saw their faces. And that's the last scenario. I can answer another questions that were asked. Cat Behemoth, it is really Queen of, not Wesnoth. It had always been Queen of. And Nightmare, as it said, no one but those three and Igor made it out of the fortress. That means no Übergales. Yep. And thus the group embarked upon a new quest. A quest not for blood, but for knowledge. Continued in After the Storm. So, creator, campaign maintenance, iris, graphics. I can't read this fast enough, so you will have to just wait for a moment. Like, I'm somewhere mentioned for playtesting. There I am. I'm also mentioned for the extra thanks. And me for playing this campaign, of course. And yet this pre-end credit thing is cool. And by the way, the end credits that I used for mainline campaigns in 1.15 right now I basically copied out from Invasion from the Unknown After the Storm. It's cool. I guess that's why they copied it. And I'm taking another 10-minute break and then I play the first scenario of After the Storm. I can do that because it's a pretty short one. See you then if you are back, if you want to come back.